Oh, let's do this. That was Deeper by Avino. Oosh. Oosh. Hi, guys. It's me. It's your boy, MURKtv. I'm back. And we're going to go down the strange world of fanfiction. Yesterday, did a variety stream, did a variety hour, where we talked about Honey Drop. Honey Drop, for those of you who don't remember, is someone's OC original character created within the Honeycomb commercial universe. Weird flex. Weird flex all around. So, again, this might get a little. We're gonna put the alarm on. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. I'm gonna read some of y'all's weird fan fiction. Some of the weirdest fan fiction out there, I imagine. But I thought we'd start pretty chill with Green with Envy by Tito Mosquito. What? No, I want that. Here we go. Let's zoom in a little. Boom. Okay. Again, this is Green with Envy by Tito Mosquito. I'm assuming it's about the green M&M. People in the sidewalk stopped what they were doing. Drivers are slowing down to have their heads out of their vehicle's window. Let me expand this out a little bit. Oh no. Already. Boom. There we go. A little bit better. Maybe put her behind Bongo Cat? Nah, right there. Okay, sorry. Cars were stopping where we left off. People in the sidewalk stopped what they're doing. Drivers are slowing down or have their heads out their vehicle window. Their attention focused entirely on one thing, or rather, one person. A drop-dead gorgeous lady struts through the busy street. She has exotic green eyes, a beauty mark on her left upper lip, lovely neck length, blonde hair, and tan skin from her biracial heritage. She wears a polka dot scarf, ooh, a short green dress that reaches her mid-thighs and tied around her big bust, in white knee-length go-go boots. Incidentally, her name happens to be Ivy Green. Every man she walked past are ogling her or eye-humping her. A few even catcall her. Ugh. "Baby, you looking fine," said a construction worker. A stud in a goatee and jeans stares at her. A South Asian man lowers his newspaper. "Holy cow." A dog stares at her and panting. A man in a nice business suit stares. "Oh yeah." An old man finds her hot too. Oh. See, the English teacher in me. I just want to break this down. There's so many, just the grammar, the punctuation, what is going on here? A guy was about to kiss his girlfriend and saw Ivy strutting by. A tourist in a bucket hat, Hawaiian shirt, shorts, and sandals holding a camera sees her as picture-worthy. Ooh, and gets his shot. Ugh. A tourist in a bucket. Ooh, yeah. Reread an old line. A father pushing his bottle-holding son's cart whispers to him. "Pretty lovely, huh, buddy?" His son responds with wide eyes and a slurp on his suddenly empty bottle. Hey, you look sexy and fine," a Chicano calls out from a lowrider, driven by his amigo who's also staring. "Where you going, baby?" A young man with sunglasses raises them up to get a good look at her. Two men stare at her from an open cafe. She just ignores them. "Men," she muttered in annoyance. Because every time she gets catcalls, of course. It shouldn't be a big deal to her. After all, she often uses it to her advantage. But she's not even interested in men. She prefers women. She's a lesbian. What? There's a twist. There's a twist and a conspiracy in this one. Oh no. Oh no. Speaking of women, she can tell from her peripheral vision that they're staring at her too. A young woman was using her compact makeup mirror to apply lipstick, but saw Ivy in the mirror, making her turn to her. She sees three women chatting when they noticed her presence. Oh my. Oh my. Another woman was talking on her cell phone when she glanced at her, not even listening to her son on the other line. She gasps and looks at her and down. Two ladies out shopping stare at her. One of them whispers to the other about how hot she is. A fat lady mutters as she stares the hot chick's ass. "I'd love to get my hands on that." And then no clarification that that's what the lady said. "Women," she muttered with an eye roll. "Women are just as bad as men with their catcalls, if not more so due to hiding their attraction with jealousy. Yet she's glad to be attractive to even straight women. If they're even straight at all, being gawked at by other women entice her and turns her on, even though she enjoys flirting with other women. The only one Ivy ever has a crush on is her brainy friend Sienna Brown." Ivy wanted to ask her out, but Sienna's already in a relationship with a dork at her workspace named Cameron. She then hears a whistle and yells, "Oh, take a damn picture." She's suddenly bombarded with flashes. I had to say it. Wow. That is a lot. It's just a photo of the green M&M. That's a lot. That's just ridiculous. Why fan fiction about commercial characters? Folgers fan fiction? What? Yeah, sure. I have read and agree and blah 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 blah. Works in Folgers Home for the Holidays commercial. What? This is. Wait, part 1. You're my present for the holidays, brother. Deku smiles deeply into Kak-chan's bright red eyes. Baku Deku is the brother and sister from the Folgers commercial. Okay. You are my divine for the holidays, brother. Hashirama smiles sweetly and leans into Madara's personal space. What? People just spend their time fanficking a Folgers commercial? That's insane. That's insane. Ew. And ew. And just gross. I don't even have the words. I don't even have the words. Let's see if we can find... Oh. Here's a narrator trying to read some B-movie fanfiction.
So this is the most disturbing B-movie fan fiction. Read it if you like to suffer. She needed a good hard fucking. She needed to be fucked so hard that she couldn't walk for days. She needed near pelvis crushing thrusting between her legs. She yearned for something, anything that would bring her the pleasure she desired. Barry observed her troubled expression, knowing exactly what she was thinking, what she wanted of him. Vanessa, I'm very sure. I know you've wanted this for a long time. I don't want to see you suffer like this. Barry pulled on the slick rubber suit Vanessa had made for the special occasion. Once suited up, he dived into a pile of lubricant beside him.
What?
Making sure to cover his whole body.
No.
But Barry, what if you don't make it out alive? She was having second thoughts. As much as she wanted this, she didn't want to risk losing her bee partner. Vanessa, I love you, and that is why I'm willing to do this. He positioned himself around her crotch, waiting for her thighs to grant him access. Vanessa reluctantly spread her legs wide, leaning back on her arms which supported her weight. Barry was at awe at the sight in front of him, the sight of human female anatomy. He spent a good minute observing the beauty laid before him, taking it all in, that he could see of the majestic beast he believed to be called the vagina. Vanessa blushed hard. Please stop.
What? What?
Stop staring at it. You're making me feel self-conscious. Just hurry up and fuck me. Barry readied himself before shooting off into the pink monster. He was greeted to a moist cavern. He wriggled around, trying with all his might to bring his lover pleasure. From outside this juicy little fun hole, Vanessa focused her entire being on...
Oh, I can't even. Oh. I don't even know what to say to that. That's so gross. Oh, that's so gross.
The sensation inside her, feeling her body heat up. There, Vanessa realized a loud moan. He found it.
Oh, no.
He found the spot. Even Barry,
Oh, yeah, homie, I know. Yeah, how are you even doing
Where'd it go?
it?
Even...
How are you?
Wait,
even?
where's the first page? There it is. Even Barry, deep inside her, could hear her. He continued to press against that particular spot that caused her to make those erotic sounds.
Oh.
He liked it. He liked the sounds he brought upon her. Vanessa moaned at every movement now. She was close. She had a problem. She needed it faster, harder. Barry was incapable of doing this. Unaware of her anguish, Barry continued his steady fidgeting, feeling quite accomplished in his work. He decided to go for a bolder move. He dug in deeper, moving through her uterus. He turned on night vision goggles, waiting to see inside the beautiful vagina. It is an understatement to say that he was shocked. A state of sheer horror would be the best way to describe Barry's current self. And what moved him in such a state? It could be the developing human inside his beloved.
Oh, no. No. Oh. What? Are you serious with that one?
Vanessa couldn't feel his movements anymore. She was scared. Scared that her vagina had consumed her beloved. She was unaware of the drama occurring inside her. Unaware she was pregnant. Betrayed. Betrayed by his lover, she was pregnant with a human child. Inside his suit of rubber, the sound of his sobs could not escape. She cheated on him. She, the one who was supposed to love him until the day he died and beyond. Yep, that's what it says. At that moment, Barry the Bee had lost all he lived for. How can he trust
guys,
her again?
emojis in the
He
chat,
can't just
please.
pretend this never happened. That slut, that dirty whore.
Emojis in the chat.
Barry knew what he had to do. He removed the suit. His body became covered in his lover's
I'm dragging
fluid,
in Discord.
lover's fluid. He moved closer to the fetus, glaring.
That tracks.
He whipped out his bee cock and rubbed it against the skin of the developing human. He
no.
began grinding against it, speed increasing with every thrust. His bee cock.
What are you subjecting yourself and the world to?
Well, yesterday we went down a strange fan fiction hole, and today we are going down an even stranger fan fiction hole. This has become the theme for Variety Hour right now, until we get pulled in a different direction. Wow, sheesh. This one's gross. This one's kind of peak. I don't know if it gets any weirder than this one.
What is it a fanfic of?
A B movie.
Oh, like Buzz Bees?
Yeah. Remember the little Pixar movie, B movie, specifically B movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, with I think Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, don't have your kids watch it. And this was like fanfic. Then she turned out to be pregnant. It turned out to be a whole. It's not. It took a turn quick too. Like it really turned quick. It's gross.
Used against the child of betrayal.
We're almost
pulverizing his bee cock in the process.
Oh, we're almost there. Jeez, press F for this guy's.
He moved over to
this guy's
pressing his stinger against it, killing both himself
I don't know.
and the fetus.
Oh my gosh. Press F for everybody but Vanessa.
She reached inside herself, feeling for her lover in the rubber suit. She pulled out an empty suit, gasping.
No.
She returned the feeling around inside her.
Yeah.
It hurt.
No.
But she didn't care. All she needed was to retrieve Barry. She grasped something, ripping it out of her with the force of 1,000 nuns. She
Hold up. Force of 1,000 nuns? What? What's the force of 1,000 nuns? What does that even mean? What does that mean? What? I don't... Is that a little gag in there?
Are you sure you want to know?
I don't. You're right.
What she pulled out
You're right, I
inside,
don't.
She saw Barry. He was
I don't
dead.
want to see 1,000 nuns at one time. That'd be frightening, I would imagine.
Barry was attached to the fetus.
Oh.
Her lover and her unborn child were dead. Their
What?
bodies in front of her. She picked up the fetus, inserting it back inside of her.
What?
At least I can try and save you. Back in you go, baby.
What?
She sobbed. She picked up Barry. How could she try and save him? There was a loud noise from behind her. She
I
hastily
can't even.
turned her body to see some douchebag in a stupid-ass cap.
Yeah.
Over cameras.
I bet.
What the fuck is going on? Vanessa, you just got punked, Ashton said a little too enthusiastically. Then he proceeded to tell her about the entire setup. The way Ashton planted the baby inside her as she slept. The way Ashton plotted to make them both believe she was pregnant. The way Ashton stalked them for days beforehand, knowing about their plan for weird-ass human-on-bee sex.
Oh, man,
You motherfucker!
what?
Vanessa shrieked, climbing to her feet. She swings at the annoying man, landing on his head and hitting his nose, bones crushing under the pressure of the punch. Barry is dead! She took him down, overpowering him with ease. She unzipped his pants and positioned herself over Ashton. Vanessa let out one final moan, screaming, "Ah! Shrek is love, Shrek is life, what the f-" as a rode out her orgasm. The cameramen fled as she stared them down. From the way the cameramen saw it, they escaped with their lives. Ashton lay there, pathetic and powerless. This only pissing Vanessa off further. He needed further punishment. She grabbed the lifeless body of the unborn child, tearing off Ashton's pants completely, and with a dry hand, forced her entire fist inside his ass.
Oh.
Ashton cried out in pain.
Why is
and
this
tried
where
to
it's
escape
going?
the woman. His attempted was
Why is
futile.
this-
Vanessa removed his hand, reaching inside herself, fishing out the fetus.
Why is
It's
this
okay,
where it's
Molly
going?
dear. You'll be safe inside Mr. Cusher, she whispered softly into the baby's ear. She shoved Molly into Ashton.
The
A wide
hell?
grin spread across her
This
face.
is insane.
She
This
grasped
voice
her
actor's
throat.
really going for it too. He's really getting it. Wow, these setting up hotkeys for this did not work at all.
I really hope that he was just paid to do this and this wasn't his own project.
I'm gonna assume that's what's going on here. Because this is insane. Whoa.
I'm just going to assume it for my own mental health.
Yeah. Oh.
Made for the special occasion.
Oh, it put me back at the beginning. I don't want to.
Out one final moan, screaming, "Ah! Shrek is love, Shrek is life, what the f-" as a rode out her orgasm.
What?
The cameramen fled as she stared them down. From the way the cameramen saw it, they escaped with their lives. Ashton lay there, pathetic and powerless. This only pissing Vanessa off further. He needed further punishment.
Never
She
thought
grabbed
I'd
the
miss
lifeless
the
body of
Craver
the unborn
fanfic.
child,
Yeah.
tearing off Ashton's
I missed
pants
that realm.
completely, and with a dry hand,
I missed that lane. Dry
forced
hand.
her entire fist inside his ass. Ashton cried out in pain and tried to escape the woman. His attempted was futile. Vanessa removed his hand, reaching inside herself, fishing out the fetus. Shh,
He's
it's
gone
okay,
southern.
Molly dear. You'll be safe inside Mr. Cusher, she whispered softly into the baby's ear.
He's back to
She
British.
shoved Molly into Ashton. A
He's
wide
back to
grin
British, it's
spread
fine.
across her face. She
Suppose that's
grasped her
fine.
throat, his throat, in her hands, pressing
Hello.
down, killing him in a matter of minutes. No tears now, only dreams, were the last words Ashton would ever hear.
That happened. That happened.
Can we pretend it didn't?
Well, we're going to try to find some. Uh-oh. We got cryptid fan fiction up next, bro. We got it. We got that up next.
Okay.
Let's see where this goes. Okay. This is part one.
Hey, it's Mika. You may notice a sudden shift in the audio about 2 minutes into the story.
I guess.
I recorded this video quite a while ago, and unfortunately the first part got corrupted. Also,
I don't want to mess with this lady's passion. She's really in it deep. Oh, now I just kind of want to... Let's fall down some cryptid holes. Let's... Sheesh. Let's just do it. I don't give a hoot. What should it be though? Let me find something reasonable. Find something reasonable.
Oh, I just learned about one from Pennsylvania that I'm trying to remember the name of. I think it was called the Squonk.
Okay. Well,
Or
hey,
the Squanch.
I think it was you that turned me on to Mythology and Fiction Explained. They do not copyright
Today's
strike.
video has been made possible.
So let's check this out.
Having already covered the likes of the Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Chupacabra, and the Loch Ness Monster,
That's not who you have depicted. Number 1, creepy face, pass. Frog, smash. Bigfoot, we already know, smash. Onion thing, I'm on the fence.
it's about time we return to North America, home to hundreds of unique and strange creatures.
Oh,
I cannot think of a better place to start than with Bigfoot, a creature that is said to roam the forests of the United States and Canada.
I love you,
Bigfoot
Biggie.
is also referred
Classic.
to as Sasquatch, and the most common description is as a large, hairy, ape-like or humanoid creature that stands anywhere between 6 to
Oh, why'd you go back there? Look at this gate. Look at that. Look at that. That's a prime specimen right there.
logging company out of California
That's a thick biggie.
in 1958. During several jobs, they noticed heavy equipment and material being moved around. Once they established it was none of them, they assumed it must have been some kind of practical joke. A man called Jerry Crew came across a set of 16-inch footprints that he thought were human. The rest of the workers began to see these footprints and assumed they belonged to the mysterious prankster. They started calling this mysterious figure Bigfoot. Eventually, their story as well as a cast of the footprint would appear in a local newspaper, and thus the legend of Bigfoot began. Mentions and depictions of creatures similar to Bigfoot go back centuries and can be traced back to several Native American tribes.
Big
Those
Biggie
native to what
is,
now
just
California,
exists, is.
carved images of wild
That's the
and
that's the
hairy
universal
men that are now
standard.
compared
That's
to the modern idea of Bigfoot. Most alleged sightings occur in Northwest America, but spread across the entirety of North America, especially in rocky and forest-dense areas like the Great Lakes region. Most of these claims are explained as hoaxes or large animals such as bears being mistaken for Bigfoot. Those who claim
General
to have seen
honkiness.
Bigfoot describe a range of varying behavior, from throwing rocks and branches at people to hanging bones of animals on trees to mark his territory.
I would be pretty intimidated if I found a bone tree. It's a bone tree.
Yeah. That said, I wouldn't first think Bigfoot. I would think crazy redneck.
Yeah.
But that might just be where I'm located.
Yeah, which, you got crazy honkies. You got crazy honkies probably chasing Bigfoot. This could go any way. Anything, it's probably anything but Bigfoot, but now that we know, readiness is everything.
And of course, chasing those pesky trespassers off said territory. The majority of these sightings happen when it's dark, which naturally makes Bigfoot even harder to identify, but has also led to the idea that he is a nocturnal creature. Stories from indigenous tribes speak of these figures as something to be feared, but also respected. They aren't malevolent or malicious. We do see this with many stories surrounding Bigfoot. It's often him defending his territory, as opposed to going out of his way to attack someone. Despite all the hysteria, the hoaxes,
People
the
do
alleged
simp for
sightings,
Bigfoot.
and the skeptics,
Wasn't his
we
fault.
are still no closer to finding Bigfoot.
He was
But
ran
one
out of
thing is
Yosemite
for
or
sure,
whatever.
there is no shortage of people willing
Landlord
to
kicked him
continue
out.
this search. And who knows?
He's a sweet
Maybe
guy deep
one
down.
day they'll find what they're looking for.
You know.
We find ourselves back in West Virginia, this time
Devil dogs. Like dogs with horns? We have some goat dogs? What is this?
taking a look at the devil dogs, also known as the white things and sheep squatch.
Sheep squatch? Hold up. We gotta call him sheep squatch for forever. There must be some kind of PR push against sheep squatch. Devil dogs? No. Sheep squatch? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes, please.
Sightings of these creatures happen around the southern counties of West Virginia. Their appearance varies from demonic dogs to something that is more akin to a Yeti or Sasquatch that crawls on all fours. Commonly, they are described as a creature the size of a bear, with white fur, a long pointed head, and saber-like teeth.
Okay.
Much like the Mothman, they are also thought to have come from the TNT area in Mason County. Those who claim to have been attacked say it felt as real as anything they've experienced before. They felt the fangs and claws tearing into their flesh. But when the attack was over, there were no marks, no blood, and nothing to suggest they had even been attacked in the first place.
So this thing doesn't even do anything from it just terrorizes your mind. Skipping it. That is frightening, but
for the next creature, we head to Maumee Valley in...
Is it just a big snapping turtle? Bro. Yeah. Yes. Smash.
Northern Indiana, where we find the Beast of Busco, an enormous snapping turtle. This story begins in 1898 in a small Indiana town known as Cherubusco, or Busco for short. A farmer named Oscar Falk came across a giant turtle living in the lake on his farm. He told others in the town, but no one would take him seriously, and so he decided against pursuing the turtle any further. 50 years later, 2 locals reported seeing a turtle that must have weighed close to 500 pounds whilst they were out fishing in what was now known as Falk Lake. The owner of the farm at the time had also reported seeing the giant turtle. The story soon became national news, and groups of people flocked to the town in hopes of seeing this monster turtle. For a town of just over 1,000 people, this had a pretty big impact. The amount of people driving to the farm caused so much traffic, the state police were called in to offer assistance. Those who came to see the turtle were extremely disappointed and questioned whether it was just a clever ploy by the then owner Gale Harris to drive tourism to the town and his farm. In an effort to clear his name, Harris had most of the lake drained, but the turtle, now nicknamed Oscar after the previous owner, was nowhere to be seen. Several attempts to find him may have been unsuccessful, but the town still likes to remember Oscar, as every June they hold a festival in his memory.
Alright.
A giant turtle, in all honesty...
Okay. First of all, that's where we're going right now. The Beast of Busco. And you know what I'm looking up. You guys already know what I'm searching. Beast of Busco fanfiction. Oh, this is from DeviantArt. It's just somebody's snapping turtle. Just a 500-pound. Okay. Oh. No actual Beast of Busco fanfiction. I am concerned. Alright, well, fine then. Maybe it's a pass, dude, if you don't even have fanfiction clout. You do just appear to be a giant turtle in Folk Lake. Alright, well maybe the Loveland frog has some fan
isn't
fiction.
that
Let's learn
weird,
about the Loveland
but the
Frog
same
real quick.
can't be said for the Ohio Frogman, also known as the Loveland Frog and the Loveland Lizard.
Oh.
This cryptid is described as a 4-foot-tall frog that has been seen all around Loveland, Ohio. The story began in 1955, when a man walking by the
4 feet tall.
roadside reported seeing 3 frog-like men with webbed hands and feet. This could have been easily brushed off as just another drunk, but the reported sightings continued. Whilst driving at 3:30 in the morning, a man noticed 3 reptilian creatures by the road. At first he thought they were humans in costumes, but then he noticed they had leathery skin like a frog. It gets stranger, because one of them held up what he called a wand, and when sparks began to shoot out he quickly drove away. Could this wand have been a firework being held by someone in a costume? Possibly. But I'd like to
Wizard
believe
frog?
this man saw 3 giant frog wizards practicing magic on the roadside at 3 AM in the morning.
That would be quite the
Interest in the frogman peaked once again when the Loveland police themselves killed an animal that matched its description. In 1972, Officer Ray Shockey was driving when an animal ran across his vehicle. Ahead of him, he described a creature that was between 3 to 4 feet tall and between 50 to 75
Bump the mic.
pounds. He said it was crouched like a frog and eventually stood up on 2 feet to climb over the guardrail and head back down the river. 2 weeks later, Officer Mark Matthews reported seeing the same unidentified animal along the same roadside. Matthews pulled out his rifle and shot the animal dead. Upon examining the corpse, he identified it as a large iguana with a missing tail, which is why both men struggled to identify it in the first place. Stories surrounding the Loveland Frog are extremely
That's
weird,
sus, though.
even for a cryptid. We are going back to West Virginia and the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County for our last cryptid. The Flatwoods Monster, also known as the Braxton...
Oh, we're not done, though. Hold on. We're going to type in Ohio Frogman fanfiction. Oh, frog. We got some DeviantArt on him. We got a new Chadley. Look at this guy. Look at that. He's 3'6", a Loveland Frogman. He's got a hoodie. I like him. I like him. Okay, so there are people out there simping for Frogman. Yes, thick Frogman. Hold up. Yeah, we're saving that.
Saving that one.
Yeah, we're saving that. That's great. Look at that. Guys. Thick Frogman. On the WB. I ate that pie in the window. Wow. Vibe. Here's just a cryptid fanfic hangout. You guys were curious. Wow. Okay. Sheesh. Okay, well, let's go back then. Okay. So nothing really on Frogman, but Thick Frogman, and I stashed that. So we have that for forever.
County
He'll be
monster.
back.
This
He'll be
cryptid
back.
is said to be 10 feet tall and 4 feet wide. It has a red face, a pointed hood, and a dark metallic body.
Yes,
It
the
was
bulby
first
thing.
seen in 1952 by 3 young boys who witnessed a bright object fly across the sky and crash on the land of a local farmer. They told a woman named Kathleen May what they had seen. She and 3 of the local boys traveled to the farm to see if the story was true. They came to the top of the hill where the boys said the object had landed. and ahead of them was a pulsating red light. When they pointed their flashlights in its direction, they saw a tall man with a round face and a pointed hood.
Oh.
Kathleen describes the
It's just me.
monster as having small claw-like hands, a pointed hood, and a head that resembles the Ace of Spades. One of the boys said its eyes emitted a green light and had a dark green body. After a few seconds, the creature began to move. It made a hissing sound as it glided towards them. As it got closer, all of them recall a pungent smell, a thick mist that burnt their eyes and nose. They all panicked and ran away before they could see the creature up
He just has
close.
crazy farts.
The sheriff and his deputy had been investigating reports
Crazy
of an
farts.
aircraft that had crashed, but when they visited the area the morning after, they couldn't see or smell anything. There were several investigations carried out, and what happened that night has been explained in numerous ways. The bright light across the sky was most likely a meteor. The pulsating red light could have been an aircraft hazard beacon, and the creature with glowing eyes and small claws could have just been an owl. This still hasn't stopped people from claiming they've seen the Flatwoods monster, as well as experiencing the burning smell for themselves. If you've enjoyed this video, and you'd like to see more stories of cryptids from North America and the
Yeah, of course. This one is called the Flatwoods Monster, though, so we're going to, you guys already know the drill. I'm going to change it up, though. I'm going to type in the Flatwoods Monster erotic fanfiction. Yeah, no. Yeah. I see all you guys here. I see this. A monster museum. Yeah. Let's go to the second. We'll just keep going. Oh. Well, fine then. Find the weirdest. Oh. Snape and the Teletubbies. Oh my. Mr. Clean and Billy Mays. Do we have cited sources? Oh. David and Pokemon? The Pokemon story. Oh no, 404 not found. Well, we'll just keep digging then. We'll just keep going. Mr. Clean and Billy Mays. Okay. Proceed. Oh no. Oh no, here we go. This is apparently a fan fiction between Billy Mays and Mr. Clean. Oh no. When it comes to Clean, there's only one Mr. by the Royal Gourd. Summary, Billy Mays here. To the waking world, that is. Now all he's got to do is get his morning cup of coffee. Oh, sheesh. Get little chill beats going. Chapter 1. A chance meeting, but meat is spelled like M-E-A-T-I-N-G. Billy Mays walked into his kitchen, stretching and rubbing the night's sleep from his eyes. He grabbed his constantly freshly ground coffee. His constantly freshly ground coffee and poured some into his magic coffee. Majig, trademark. setting it on and leaning against the counter to wait for his delicious black energy nectar. When it was done, he grabbed his favorite mug. On the side was printed number 1, infomercial host. Billy was proud of earning that mug. He had fought in the infomercial wars to get it. He grabbed the coffee pot and started pouring, but an unexpected hand spasm caused him to throw the coffee pot across the room. It crashed against the far wall in his kitchen, drenching the walls and floor in coffee and glass shards. Billy shook his head and threw his hands up. How am I supposed to get rid of this huge mess? At those words, a shadowy figure appeared in the entrance to Billy's kitchen. He stepped into the light of the kitchen, walking through the broken glass and split coffee, to stop in front of Mr. Billy. Mr. Clean. Ooh! He stood, fist placed confidently on his hips and perfectly white shirt gleaming in the morning sun. Mr. Clean always there to get you out of a tough spot, Billy said, smiling up at Mr. Clean's tall, muscular form. Mr. Clean's mouth stretches impossibly wide, showing off his so impossibly white teeth. He rips his shirt off, the sound of tearing fabric filling the room as he lays it on the ground before turning to Billy. He gestures on the floor, and Billy lays down on the shirt. Coffee and glass below. Wow. What a charming mister. Lavish me, good sir. Billy Mays threw his head back, really letting himself feel the broken glass and scalding hot coffee beneath his body. What? What? What?
Realized we were getting into BDSM category.
This is getting nutty. Wow. Mr. Clean will get rid of the filth wherever it's found. Mr. Clean's grin widened. He withdrew a magic eraser from his back and threw it on the other's body. Billy moaned as the magic eraser's magic swipe did its work, erotically cleaning him of the coffee stains and deeply seated stains in his soul. What? What? He went to hand the sponge back to Mr. Clean's grin. Went to hand the sponge back, but Mr. Clean's grin dropped. He shook his head solemnly at Billy. Billy's lip quivered as he realized the only dirtiness left. But Mr. Clean, I don't think even the magic eraser can match that sort of mess. But Mr. Clean was not swayed. He stood firm, arms crossed as he stared down at Billy. The man on the floor nodded, though he was hesitant as he began shoving the magic eraser against his puckered entrance. The muscles were quivered like a frightened chihuahua. I can't. Oh my god. Oh no. I don't think I can reach in there, Mr. Clean nodded, shooting double pistols and a wink at the man. He pulled out the Mr. Clean magic reach, a long stick with a head at the end, a magic pad attached. Billy Mays grabbed the device, finding his new reaching powers gave him perfect asshole access. No! No, he said asshole access. That's really solved my tightness troubles. He slipped it up his rectum. The cleaning power making perfect lube. Billy moaned long and loud. No! He dimly registered the sound of crunching glass as he threw his head back. The coffee, cold now, glued him to the floor. The twinkling glass was like the melody in the song of his pleasure. The squeaking of the magic reach thrusting through his love tunnel. The words. What does that even mean? I am so... the sticky slurping of his, peeling away from the sticky coffee, the beat keeping time. Mr. Clean watched as always from above. He would always watch the dirty humans from above, their carnal pleasures waking a great roaring beast within him. He never touched, though, for that was beneath him. As a holy angel he could never. He flinches as the beast on the floor writhed, clenched his fist as it called out in ecstasy, its great honking call of pleasure sending electricity down his back. The human gave one last shuddering spasm as the last of his milky baby paste leaked from his thrusting meat's tip. Oh.
The language these people use.
Sheesh. The choice of when to go there, too. Like, he'll nail some really literary, some really A+ sentences even in structure, and then bust into that. Ugh. The human spoke to him. Bam! The mess is taken care of. Offered him back his holy cleanser. He could not speak in this primal thing's tongue. Wouldn't want to if given the choice. He didn't try and simply took the cleanser. He sorted it in his holy pocket dimension. It would be destroyed using the fires of Mount Doom later. He spent a moment gazing at the other, Billy Mays, though he hardly allowed himself to refer to the human as such. He was a divine being. He must keep his distance. He turned away, a moment to collect himself. He gave a a smile, widening his grin until the blinding light from his perfect teeth locked the memory of the encounter away. It would remain hidden from the human until he came and unlocked it again, this memory and countless others. He paid no heed as the other called to him, confusion painted on the prominent features. He let himself go to the light once more. He would return when he could keep himself away no more. Billy sat on the ground, covered in coffee. Come in class. Oh no. His pants and shirt undone. He couldn't remember why that was. He buttoned back up his clothes and stood, looking at the mix of body fluids and coffee. Now what can get out all the stains? What can get out tough stains like coffee, blood, and cum? He brightens and scurries from the kitchen, entering again with a white tub. Billy Mays here with OxyClean. This can get out any stain. Fast. He sets to work on the floor, a nagging feeling in the back of his mind that some other product would do the job even better. What?
Clean. Loose vibes, if you catch what I mean.
That turned into an OxyClean ad. At the end. Oh my god.
We're gonna throw in
Whoa. Sorry, I gave you you sounded like T-Pain for a second. Okay, so this has elements of the show Supernatural, is why it got angelic at the end, I guess. Because that's a whole lane of fan fiction. Wow. Is Mr. Clean always like some kind of angelic character? What? This is insane. Oh, I didn't mean to click on his business. I meant to click on innuendos. How long is this? This is hella long. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that whole thing. But I do want to see what this is. Summary. You buy a house as is and learn it's a disgusting pit. You will never be able to clean it, so you were forced to hire a maid service, gender neutral reader, so anyone can read. Okay. My heart sank as I walked into my new house for the first time. I had heard the dangers of buying a house as is, but it had been an emergency. The floor, the walls, the sinks, the toilets, the kitchen. It might be better to torch the place and start over. Now I sat on a blanket in the bathtub as it seemed like the cleanest place to be. The sound of squeaking kept me up for most of the night. No one said anything about rats. Cleaning this place was going to take entirely too much time. I would have to call in reinforcements. After all my friends bailed, I was forced to hire someone. I pulled out my phone to get online and start looking, but I discovered I didn't have any service. Figures. I sighed and made my way outside. My phone didn't regain its bars until I reached the mailbox, which I decided I might as well check since I was there. In my pile of mail was a flyer for a local maid service. What were the chances? I dialed the number with my now working phone, scheduled a maid, and one was supposed to show up within an hour. I headed in to get started. It seemed as if no time had passed at all when the doorbell rang later. What? I looked around, unsatisfied with what accomplished within the hour. What I accomplished within the hour? It looked like I hadn't even started. I sighed and wiped sweat from my brow as I maneuvered to the front door. I threw the door open with a flourish, expecting to see perhaps a young woman, but the person who stood before me was a tall, bald man who wore a too-tight white tee, jeans, and dark boots. His eyes were kind. I noticed as they fell on mine. "Hello," I greeted, offering my name. "Hello, I am Mr. Clean," he replied with a smooth British accent. "Oh, hello, I'm Mr. Clean." Oh, that sounded smooth. "Hello, I'm Mr. Clean," he replied with a smooth British accent that was like cascading warm butter. "Shall we get started?" Yes, I replied, mesmerized. He walked into the kitchen, lining the counters up with supplies. I noticed all the cleaning supplies had a picture of him on them. "Are these original products?" "Indeed," he replied. "Nice. So, what would you like me to do?" "We shall work together. I hope you're ready to get dirty." I swallowed hard. My throat, however, was dry. "Yes, I'm ready." Oof. Oof. Shoosh. Well, that's too hot for the internet, so we're going to move out of that lane. That's an insane fandom. I didn't realize that many people were that hot for Mr. Clean, but I guess it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense to me. What do we have here? So Jacksepticeye, are you having some YouTube issues? Is that something that's going on here? Just thought I'd hop to the trending page before we bounce out, see if we're missing anything important. If anything crazy has happened. BoosieTube got beat up, it looked like. Looked like that happened. Any new music? No. Markiplier's catching Bigfoot. Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing of note. Gang, hop over to the news. We can maybe scope the news for 2 minutes. Nothing. Here we go. There's somebody reading the B-movie fan fiction. Ooh. A dramatic reading of horrible Twilight fan fiction. Let's go out on this.
And now, a dramatic reading of real Twilight fanfiction by a real person.
Ugh.
Twilight of Sunfall. Author's notes. This is an Twilight fanfictive. It is be based on requestion from Sumayon from Triss site. Please enjoy read it and make more suggestions. Chapter 1. Zombies attacks Edward. Edward Voss goes on the place near where Voss Bella's house home, and he looked it at to the sunfall, and say, that is twilightening, and something going to happen soon. But what? He said to no one, because he has bad feelings of it all. Just then he saw zombies.
I have bad feelings of it all.
It's yous, Edward Cules. And Edward Cullen said, you can try to do that, and karate them in their hearts. But there was more zombie guys there too. We will eat it, you one, the zombies yelled to Edvarf. But Edward used his vampire superpowers to kill them. But there was too many zombie guys, so he has to run to Ota place. Oh no, they is going to kill Bell too, no! Then Edward said, he will have to find help, but soon before things is too late.
This is the whole vibe.
Chapter 2. Cullen finds help. Or does he? Cullen Voss now runs to some place and has to go find himself some help. So he
runs to some place.
That go to Bulgaria.
Gotta find himself some help.
He had heard the rumors that vampires lived there in a place called Transylvania there, and had to go see if true, or Bell is be killed by zombies. Oh no. He knocked at the door of the Transylvania castle and dade, is anyone inside on the castle? And Dracula opened.
It's just so... He is reading this verbatim. This is hilarious. I can't. Alright.
Went the door and said to Edward Sillin, I am Darklua. Who is you? And Edward Cluin said back at see him that I is Edward Cullen, and I'm vampy too. And Nad, I need yours help to defeat the evil zombie guys who want to kill my girlfriend. And Darklua said, come in, castle. And Edward followed too. Then Dracula taked him to the gun room, where was guns stole from Bulgarian army guys. These guns should be helped us, Edward's asked from Dracula, but Dracula said back to him, yes, it will, but you must make sex with me, or I won't not help you. Edward thought it was Olgi to make sex with man person, but he had to save Belle, so he remraked, okay, let's do it. And Dracula dropped his robe to the ground. Then
this guy had to have done so many takes. This had to have taken so many takes. Could you imagine? I couldn't. Like, alright, nope, hold on. Let's go back. Try this again. Try this again.
For 6
wow.
House,
Well, what have we learned today, guys?
Chapter 3. The Finlal part.
The Finlal part.
Edward Cullen and Dracula then go back to the gum room and take machine guns and lasers and things and put them to their bags. But there was not no time no more to think because the zombie goose had followed Edward. What have you evil bad guys do to Belle? Edward yelled in angry. We wrapped her and killed her and eaten the bloods. Ha 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 ha. And Edward was rage. Edward killed them.
Edward was rage.
Guns, and then said, crying to Darklua, I killed them all, but Belol is still gone. And Dracula comforts him and said, but you will still have me. So Edward jumps to his arms, and they make sex again, and all of us to be happy. The end.
Wow. That was truly phenomenal. Wow. That was great. No, that was a good time. Guys. Sheesh. Well, I'm gonna go make some dinner now. I hope you guys are having a pleasant day. I hope everybody who rewatches this has a pleasant day. Be sure to smash that thumbs up. Comment which cryptid you would smash. Which cryptid would you write some fan fiction about? Let me know. See from Justin, we have learned that fan fiction is weird and normally sexual, especially when it shouldn't be. And unusually racially focused. They always bring up a character's like ethnic background, which is it just in kind of a jerky way. This is such a weird group of individuals, honestly. But I'm not done. I'm not done with the fan fiction community. All of you, all of the different fan fiction communities. We're going to keep exploring this. We're just going to keep going down this rabbit hole and see where it takes us. See what's a good place to end on. We ended on Twilight fan fiction. So we'll see what it's going to be next Variety Hour. Maybe I'll have done some background research and we'll find somebody to actually look at. At some point, we'll probably inevitably end up at Sonichu, guys. Let's be real. If you dig into any fanfiction community long enough, you end up at Sonichu. And some pretty ridiculous stuff. So let's hope we don't. Let's hope I can find something that keeps us away from there. All right, guys, let's roll out of here. I got some dinner to make. Watch Merc Plays. Lux and I will probably be back this evening, playing some Grand Theft Auto story mode. Bye. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.